how can you protect yourself beyond just boundaries, right? So we all, I'm not going to say all, I'm not supposed to use general terms. Many of us have grown up with the saying of nothing good happens after midnight. I heard a pastor just say that the other day. And he was right. That's how I was raised. My mom was like, there's nothing good happens after midnight. Like, there's no need to be out after midnight. What are you doing out after midnight? Unless you're en route to go home, safely in a car or taxi, whatever it is, prom night or an event at school or a business event. But on the average, there's nothing going on good at midnight. And I remember when I went to college, that was one of the talks and things, she would say. And also, there's no need to be by yourself in a room with someone of the opposite sex at all, but particularly after midnight or in the evening, because what do you think that person wants from you? And to always be in twos, always have your friend with you, be in pairs. And we hear all these stories from the young woman, unfortunately, who was taken and I know allegedly in Aruba. And my first question when I heard that story was, where were her friends? Like, where are her girls? And my girls at the time were teen and preteen. And they were like, what does that mean? What does that matter, rather? And I was like, it matters a lot. I said, when I was in college, if I was with my girl and I saw her walking out with a dude, even if I knew the dude, I would roll up to her real quick and say, hey, you good? Where are you going? Like, why are you going? What's up? Where are you going? And she'd be like, oh, I'm good. I'm not good. Like, we had signals, but you weren't leaving a party or an event without telling me where you were. This was before phones. Now, the fact that people have phones, I'm fascinated that they don't text their friends. Then I heard a story, last month, of a young man, and this really hit me because I was in Nashville recently. He was in Nashville, the same street, like I'm looking at the surroundings. I'm like, we were just there. And I guess he and his friends had been drinking, and unfortunately, he was asked to leave. He was with his fraternity brothers. You're supposed to be brothers. And his friend didn't want to leave with him, fear of missing out. So he let his friend leave. This is supposed to be your brother, your boy, And his parents, they ended up finding him, I think, in a creek or a stream nearby. So they don't know what happened. And it could have just been someone came upon him, saw he was drunk and took his money, or, I don't know. But it doesn't matter if you're male or female. It doesn't matter if you're old or young. This was a young man, I think in his 20s. I don't get it. We can't control other people. And there's evil out there. And you don't want to live in fear. You have to protect yourself. You have to, and I always say common sense, but I guess as they say, sense is not common. But there's nothing going on after midnight. It just isn't. It's not worth your life. I know that much. That I do know. And if you don't have anyone who loves you, or you don't think you're loved, or you didn't come from a loving home, God loves you. I don't know you. I love you simply because you're a child of God. And you don't have to even acknowledge God for me to love you. The fact that you are on this earth means I love you. And your life is too precious. And I'm going to be addressing this through interviews with people. And I want to have a dialogue and a conversation to really arm yourself with tools and knowledge of yourself, so you don't end up in these situations where you're by yourself and you cannot protect yourself. You just have to remember you are worthy and worth every ounce of diamonds, gems, pearls, I don't know, money, anything. There's no price tag on your life, on a life. Nothing is worth a life, nothing. And the more confident you are in yourself, the more you love yourself and value who you are and what you bring to this earth, you will then look at yourself and understand, I am the prize. I am a diamond. I am to protect myself from all harm at all costs. Okay? So if this triggered you or got you upset, I am sorry. I truly apologize. I'm just tired of hearing stories of young people being hurt. And because as a parent, you're just sitting there like, oh my gosh, why didn't her friend, or why didn't she leave, or why didn't he do this, or what? And it's not about blame, and it's not about the whys. It's more about, allow me to arm you and to give you permission. You can say no to anyone at any time and walk away from a situation. You don't have to stay someplace. You don't have to remain. You don't have to go back. You don't need that friendship. You don't need that relationship. You're not going to miss out. There's no FOMO. You won't miss out. There will be another party. Promise you, there will be. I grew up all the time, couldn't go to house parties and things like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm missing out on this. I'm missing. There'll be another party. Believe me, there will be. Okay. In fact, you have your own party. You have a party. You make your own crowd. You start doing things that you like to do. You know what I mean? And like, you don't have to get high. You don't have to have cigarettes and alcohol. You create your own happiness, and people will come. Your tribe, your team, your people, your peeps, whatever you want to call it, they will come. They will find you. You create your happiness. Okay. So going forward, I do want to talk about that. Just the value of yourself, the value of life, and protecting yourself. We cannot protect and control other people. We can only control ourselves. All right. Love you. And there's nothing you can do about it.